Hello, aspiring writers and authors. Today we're going to be talking about how to use your body to determine a yes or a no. And first of all, I want to say here I am in Iowa visiting my mom, so everybody say hi to my mom. I'm doing this video from a different location, and I wanted to get it done today so that I could post it up for you. So I don't know if you remember, a couple of weeks ago I did a video where I talked about step 1 of my 7 steps to getting your book written. And step 1 is all about making a firm commitment to get your book written. The reason why that's step 1 is because if you don't have a firm commitment, that book isn't going to get written. And so really the first step is to make that firm commitment. And in that video I talked about some different ways that you could go through and assess if your commitment is really firm. And I alluded to doing a video later where I was going to talk about how you could use your body to help you determine that yes or no. Because sometimes our mind can be a bit of a trickster. It can find all the logical reasons why you should do something, but if your body's not on board, it's likely it's not going to happen. So I just want to have you remember mind, body, spirit. We have to have a yes from all of those before we can really make that firm yes. What we don't want is a half-baked commitment, because that isn't going to carry us through getting that book done, which is work. And so we have to be able to move through any resistance that we have when we sit down and write. And what we need to make that happen is the firm commitment. So today I want to talk about one way that you can do this by using your body to assess your commitment. And so I'm going to give you some tips and a skill that you can use. And what's important is that you determine what the yes is in your body first, and then you can ask it questions about the more important things. And so I'm going to take you through that process, but I just want to describe what you might test it on first. So if you have something in your life that you already know is a firm yes, what you can do is you can use this technique and determine how your body responds to that yes. And then that will be the basis for doing this technique with other decisions where you really just want to check and make sure if it's a firm yes or no. So I just wanted to put that up front so that you can use this correctly, because it's not going to work if you're not really sure what your yes is in your body, and then you try to test it on something that you're trying to figure out yes or no. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through a process and describe how to do this. So what I want you to do is just pause here for a moment and think about something in your life that's already a firm yes. Could be something like, I love my cat. That for me is a good firm yes. You know, something about someone that you love, or something that you love doing and you already know that you love doing. And we're going to use that as we go through this exercise, and then you can apply it to other questions. So I'm just going to give you a moment to think that up. Okay, so I'm hoping that you have something already. Of course, if you don't have it yet, you can always watch this video again later, pause it, think of your firm yes, and then start the video up again. So we're going to go into a little bit of a mode to get grounded first, because it's important that we're in what we call the parasympathetic nervous system response at the time that we do this. Because if we're in our fear response at all, or we're agitated, we're not going to get a clear answer. And so the parasympathetic nervous system, let me just say something about that briefly, is calm alert. And this is the best place to make decisions, because then we're not spinning on fears or agitation or worry. We're calmly in our body in a state of alert awareness, and the calm is the key here. So the first thing that I'm going to do is bring you into that state of calm. And if you want to close your eyes, you can. If you want to sit down when you're doing that, that's fine, but I suggest that you stand when you do the exercise. So if you're standing, spread your feet apart a little bit so that you're in a good stance. If you need to, you can sit down. And what I want you to do is pay attention to your feet. So become aware of the full surface of the soles of your feet. And notice where there's pressure, so where your feet are touching the surface of your shoes or the ground. Notice where there's space. Notice the sensation of your skin on the soles of your feet. Notice how your body is. Is it leaning to one side or the other? We're not necessarily going to change it, but make sure it's comfortable. Are you in the right position? Now bring your awareness to your breath without losing awareness of your feet. So you're still noticing your feet and how you're being held close to the surface of the earth. And you're aware of your breath and aware of the movement of your breath. And become aware of the sound of your breath as it passes through your throat. So you're expanding your awareness to encompass more now than just your feet. Now open up your hearing to what I call the soundscape. That includes the sound of my voice, but all the other subtle to loud sounds that are in the arena that you're in right now. So your sounds are going to be different than my sounds, except for the sound of my voice. But sometimes you can hear the hum in the background of equipment. Whatever the subtle sounds are that are present. And if you're ready, then you can open your eyes. Okay, now we're ready to go into the exercise. So get yourself in a firm stance so that you feel both feet on the ground, that your legs are at least shoulder width apart. And you're going to ask yourself a question. For me, it might be, do I love my cat? And I know that's a firm yes for me. And so what happens is I actually lean into that a little bit, and I feel my heart expand. And I know that's my yes. So do the same for yourself. And now I suggest that once you do this, that you test it a couple of times to ensure that you have a real firm grasp on what your body's yes is. And then once you know what that is, you can apply it to anything in your life, including, do you have a firm commitment to getting that book written? So that's it. Another simple tool from your host, Maura McCarley Torkeldsen, for aspiring writers and authors only. So I'm not putting this video out for the rest of the world to see. This is for all of you only. I may promote that I'm doing the video, but people actually have to get in here to watch it. And if you know other aspiring writers and authors in your life, then please let me know and we'll invite them into this too. I would love to serve more people. So that's it. Signing out from Iowa. Have a great weekend, everyone.